unfolds, revealing the horrors that await on their journey down the highway to hell. The friends, now freaked out by the newspaper stories and the weird stuff happening around them, keep driving down the road. The darkness seems to swallow everything, and the feeling of being watched gets stronger. With every mile, the road feels more unknown and creepy. Suddenly, Chloe, who's sitting in the back, screams. She points to something on the side of the road. Everyone looks sad. For a split second, sees a pale, ghostly figure standing still. Then, just like that, it disappears into the mist. Fear spikes as Ethan, the driver, tries to keep calm. But then the car starts making strange noises and suddenly stops working. They're stuck in the middle of nowhere. No cell signal. And the rain is coming down even harder. The group steps out of the car, confused and scared. While trying to figure out what's going on, they find an old diary in the glove compartment. It's falling apart, with yellowed pages covered in mold. Sarah, the most curious of the group, starts reading it out loud. The cold, creepy words talk about disappearances and lost souls stuck on the road, unable to escape. As Sarah reads, strange sounds and whispers seem to surround them. A chill runs down their spines. Suddenly, the freezing wind blows, snatching the diary from Sarah's hands and scattering its pages all over the road. The group chases after the pages, but soon realizes that Lucas is missing. He's just vanished without a trace or sound. Panic sets in, and they call his name, but only the silence of the night dancers. As they desperately search for Lucas, even weirder things start happening. The road seems to shift, like it's alive, and every attempt to turn back fails. The paths that used to be familiar now feel like a maze of terror. They're trapped in a never-ending nightmare, feeling like the road is dragging them deeper into its hell. And then, on the horizon, an ancient, forgotten town starts to emerge from the mist, like a sinister figure inviting them into its horrors. Already feeling the presence of something evil around them, they know that the worst is still to come. The road to hell has no end, only endless horror. The friends push forward through the abandoned town, each step echoing eerily in the air. Empty streets and rundown buildings show the scars of time, hiding dark secrets that are about to come to light. As they explore, they find a central square. In the middle stands a black, twisted statue that gives off a creepy vibe, as if it's watching them from all sides. They start feeling claustrophobic, like they're caught in a sinister web. While they move cautiously, Sarah spots an old book on the ground. It's covered dusty and mysterious. She opens it and sees it's filled with dark stories and cursed legends about the town. Tales of lost souls, revenge, and a malevolent force lurking in the darkest corners of the place. As Sarah reads out loud, the wind howls and the pages flutter like they're alive. The sound of maniacal laughter echoes through the empty streets, filling the air with a heavy tension. Suddenly, they hear a whispering voice calling their names. Drawn in, they follow the sound to a decaying mansion surrounded by an eerie vibe. The doors creak open slowly, revealing dark hallways and rooms packed with unspeakable secrets. In the darkness, they find a room lit by flickering candles. Strange symbols cover the walls, and in the center sits an old leather-bound book with worn, wrinkled pages. Without thinking twice, Chloe opens the book and starts reading a prophetic passage. As her words fill the air, the lights flicker and then go out. The room falls into darkness, except for one candle that burns brightly. The candle's flame starts to dance wildly, casting distorted shadows that come to life on the walls. The shadows twist and writhe, turning into demonic shapes. The air feels heavy with something sinister. Whispers fill their ears, promising pain and suffering. It becomes a battle between the urge to uncover the truth and the instinct to escape the growing darkness. At this critical moment, the group stands at a crossroads. Face the lurking horror in that cursed town or find a way to escape. What will they choose? And what's waiting for them beyond the shadows? The answer will unfold as the story goes on. The friends, sensing the dark energy around them, make a tough decision. They have to confront the horrors haunting the town if they want to find a way out. They know the evil entity will swallow them whole if they don't fight back. As they explore the mansion, they discover a hidden passage behind a bookshelf. The narrow, muddy hallway leads to an endless staircase going down into depths none of them can imagine. The air feels thick, making it hard to breathe. At the bottom, they find a massive underground chamber lit by a green light coming from a large stone in the center. Hooded figures surround it, performing a creepy dance and chanting in a long-forgotten language. Lucas, still shaken, whispers that he recognizes the chants from the nightmares he had while missing. The entity tormenting them is tied to this ancient stone, which seems to be the source of its power. To defeat the entity, they have to destroy the stone. Ethan, fueled by irrational courage, steps forward. But as they get closer, the hooded figures turn and attack. A frantic battle breaks out, and the friends are not only fighting the figures, but also their own fears that have come to life. During the chaos, Chloe spots an altar covered in strange symbols. Realizing that Sarah's words might be the key, she shouts for Sarah to read a specific spell from the old book. Sarah, her voice shaky but determined, recites the passage. As her words fill the chamber, the stone starts to vibrate and crack. The hooded figures scream in pain as they dissolve into mist. But the entity isn't going down without a fight. A powerful force erupts from the stone, taking on a twisted, ghostly form, an amalgam of the lost souls it's consumed over the centuries. The final showdown begins, and the group fights with all the hope they can muster. Using his last bit of strength, Lucas grabs the weakened stone and hurls it at the entity. There's a blinding flash, a deafening scream, then silence. The stone disintegrates, and the shadows start to fade. The entity is gone, releasing the souls it had captured. The air clears, and the friends, exhausted and hurt, realize the chamber is starting to collapse. Racing against time, they climb the staircase, scrambling out of the crumbling mansion. The light of dawn breaks on the horizon, and the road that once seemed endless now leads them back to the world of the living. Finally, as they drive home, a wave of freedom and relief washes over them. But when they look in the rearview mirror, they see a figure watching them from the roadside, reminding them that true horror never really disappears. They've reached the end of one chapter, but the mark of the cursed road will stay with them forever, leaving behind the crumbling mansion and the terrifying memories. The friends try to return to normal life, but they know they're deeply scarred by the experience. Days go by, but nightmares keep haunting them, and the feeling of being watched never goes away. One night, Chloe gets a call from an unknown number. The voice on the other end is weak and unrecognizable, but one sentence is clear: the road never ends for those it chooses. Freaked out, Chloe tells her friends about the call. They realize the curse might not be totally gone. They decide to dig into the history of the road and where it came from. Using historical archives and old libraries, they uncover a legend about an ancient cult that performed dark rituals to summon a powerful entity, seeking immortality and supernatural control. The stone they destroyed wasn't just a power source, it was a seal holding the entity back. By destroying it, they partially freed it, but also weakened its hold on our world. Understanding that their battle isn't over, the friends resolve to find an occult expert for a final solution. They track down an old hermit known only as the Guardian, who lives alone in the mountains. The Guardian confirms their fears. The entity is weakened, but still connected to them because they participated in the ritual that freed it. The only way to break this bond for good is to perform a counter-ritual, which will require courage and sacrifice. With this new information, the friends gear up to face the entity one last time. They gather the necessary ingredients: black candles, rare herbs, and personal objects from each of them, and head back to the original site of the mansion. In the heart of the ancient chamber, now in ruins, they begin the counter-ritual. As they chant the words, the atmosphere becomes thick and heavy. Darkness starts to gather, forming the entity once again. But this time, they're ready. Chloe, who feels the strongest connection to the book and the ritual, takes the lead. Her voice is steady and her determination is strong. As the entity tries to overpower them, each friend offers a personal sacrifice, a piece of their essence, to boost the power of the counter-ritual. The tension peaks as the entity, desperate and furious, launches a final attack. But the unity and sacrifice of the friends create an unbreakable barrier. With a piercing scream, the entity is finally banished, dissolving into a colorless mist that quickly vanishes. When it's all over, the chamber feels lighter, almost peaceful. The road, once endless and oppressive, now looks like any other road, ordinary and lifeless. Exhausted but relieved, the friends know they've closed this chapter of their lives. The experience has changed them, forming an unbreakable bond between them. They can finally move on, knowing that darkness has been defeated. As they drive away down the road, the figure that once watched them is just a distant memory, a reminder of the strength and courage they gained together. The darkness has been defeated, but the threat still lingers. Stay tuned for the climax of this gripping story filled with mystery and emotion. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss the next spine-chilling episode. Hit the subscribe button and let yourself be carried away on a journey filled with suspense and the supernatural. Don't let the cursed road control you.